Take a look at this. It looks like a public awareness notice being circulated by disgruntled socialist Marxists within the NDC ranks. Okay, Guten Morgen. It seems like a very interesting day, and some interesting news has reached this news desk. Apparently, take a look at this. There are a bunch of bills being tabled, okay, to make adjustments to the Civil Aviation Act in Grenada. This seemed to be interpreted by the socialist Marxists who are against radar deployment in Grenada by the US as a sign that it is a yes to the United States to deploy a radar system. And now it seems like they're pissing mad. If that is the case, it seems like the PM has dramatically improved his political viability and has significantly increased his learning curve in politics. Masterful, masterful. I would say he has outwitted and outsmarted the socialist Marxist element in the NDC party. He has put on a very good Maurice mascot and has lured them and their support into the party in the last election. And now when bigger interests are at stake, it seems like he is following the money and he's making more tactically and politically strategic decisions. One thing you cannot accuse the PM of is that he's unaware or does not know about self-preservation. He obviously does. And more, I believe that he's understanding the complexities of geopolitics. And he's understanding that every nation, okay, and the leader thereof has to do what is in the best interest of self and nation. And with Vincentian PM Ralph Gonzalez signaling to him that it is okay to make decisions that is in the best interest of the nation, I believe now he feels more relaxed in making whatever decision he believes is in the best interest of the nation. One thing I know, the socialist Marxist element that surrounds the NDC would not be too happy. I mean, I don't believe they would like being played. If the PM pivots and adds competence in finance and project management, if he rids himself of the heavy weight around him, and if he's able to tamper any semblance of pride and arrogance around him, then guess what? He will sail pretty good into the next election. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Smart move, Mr. PM. It's a good opportunity now to rid the NDC of the socialist Marxist element. What that will do? That will actually attract middle of the ground center electorate towards the NDC party. It's a brilliant move. Hijacking of the NDC party by socialist Marxists is actually adding a very sour taste to co-NDCites. And it's actually pushing away middle of the ground electorate in Grenada. I believe that the PM is sensing that. And that is why he's making these tactical adjustments. It is interesting. And I'm sure it's going to bring a smile to many of people's faces to see that the socialist Marxist element has been outmaneuvered, outwitted in the NDC party. As the old Kung Fu movies say, my tiger Kung Fu is better than yours. I don't think you're good enough.
My tiger Kung Fu is better than yours. I don't think you're good enough to avenge your master. Try it! Admit it, am I not much better than you?
I believe that with the recent requests from the United States, the commies actually made very bold moves and played their hand, exposed themselves. So I believe that the PM is now suspicious of them. He's actually wondering what are their political motives. And I don't believe that he thinks he can trust them anymore. They obviously seem to have grand political motives. With all the political threats that were being slung at the PM, he has good reasons to be cautious and suspicious of the socialist Marxist element that has hijacked the NDC party. And now he has an opportunity, which I believe he would take, to defuse them. I believe with all the bold, expressive statements that they made, they played the hand and exposed themselves. And I think they might have fell victim to the old political strategy of beat the bushes to rattle the snakes. Okay? Where certain things are said and certain things are done to expose people's belief and their intentions. And boy, oh boy, the commies fell for it. They all ran out of the bushes and exposed themselves. Again, masterful, brilliant move by the PM. The bottom line is this: the socialist Marxists completely played their hand and exposed themselves. So now they're vulnerable. Even if they're kicked out of the party or even they're sidelined, they would have no home. They cannot find a home in the NNP. So they would have devoted so much resources to assisting the NDC to elevate themselves, and now they are going to be left on the sidelines of political history. This could be a definitive moment. This could be a moment where they're politically totally diffused and neutralized. But there is opportunity. There is an excellent opportunity here for Peter David, if he realizes and if he is willing to seize the opportunity and seize the moment. He can open the doors of the movement to these disgruntled and sidelined socialist Marxists from the NDC ranks. It will strengthen his party, and in some respects, the ideological background will coincide, so they may truly find a home in the movement. The problem is, though, is that these people are generally distrustful of each other, and it's difficult for them to form a united front. If they can get past that, they can become a significant force. So, hopefully, Mr. David and the movement seize opportunity. So it basically comes down to a do or die situation for the socialist Marxists right now. Okay? If they're sidelined, if they're kicked out of the NDC ranks, guess what? They will have no home. But it would have been their own undoing. They overplayed their hand and overestimated their pull and power within the NDC. I have a strange feeling they know all of this, and they would have no choice but to pull their tails back between their legs and run, coming back to the NDC and humble themselves. Wer weiß, wann kämpfen muss und wann nicht, wird in 1000 Schlachten nicht verlieren. He who knows when to fight and when not to fight shall not lose in 1000 battles.